All right, thank you very much, Melanie, and I want to welcome everybody for taking time to watch this. My name is Mike Ferguson. I am the local retirement specialist for Nationwide for the deferred compensation plan. As you know, Island County has several providers to choose from between Nationwide, the state DCP, and Mass Mutual. So I'm going to cover just a few topics about deferred compensation, what it is and why it's important to enroll, and then what your next steps are, and also talk about some pretty exciting changes that we made to the plan at the end. So let me get my screen up here, share the slide deck for you. Oops, did I get it? Share my screen. Try one more time. There we go. No? Yikes. Try that. All right, so there we go. There's my contact information for you. I do have a 509 telephone number from when I used to live in Eastern Washington, but I do live up in Anacortes right now, so I'm fairly local, just a stone's throw away up on the Fidalgo Island just north of you. All right. Deferred compensation. So before we get into this, just show you the three-legged stool of retirement savings between your Social Security, your state pension, and any personal savings. Deferred compensation is many things. It's a supplemental retirement plan as opposed to a savings plan. So this is something that's designed for future you. It's just going around this sort of spider, if you will, the flexibility of it, that you can change contribution amounts or investments at any time. It's low cost, and I'll talk in a little detail about some changes to our fees that we made at the end of this. Tax flexibility, you have the option of putting in money on a pre-tax basis or with the Roth 457. And then on the pre-tax, it's going to be taxed when you take that money out, whereas the Roth, you're putting money in with after-tax dollars, and then you can pull that out tax-free. Portability, so this account can certainly be rolled over into something else after you separate from the county. Easy, so that part, the bullet there that says easy, so deductions are coming right out of your payroll deduction. And for a lot of people, this is what's going to grab you. If you're really good at spending money, let's say, and you need a system where you really can't touch these dollars until you separate from the county, then this could be the plan for you. Access. The 457 really is what is unique about this is that when you separate from the employer, that's when you have full access to your account. So there's no 59.5 rule, and I want to just point that out there that you can take out the pre-tax dollars, that portion you can access. No early withdrawal penalty. It's just whenever you separate from the county. All right, and then, so when the money goes to Nationwide, what happens to it? You can either choose your own investments, or we can help you do it with our mix of funds or our target date funds, or you can use our managed account service called Pro Account. That's an active managed service. So usually when I talk to folks, we're looking at how much to put in and then where to put it. And these are natural conversations to have when I'm talking to you. All right, so this is an example of why it's important to start saving. We see the top line there is someone who invested their money for 10 years and then they stopped contributing. And so you see the timeline there. So they invested for 10 years and then stopped contributing, and they had about $160,000 at the end. Whereas account number 2, this person waited those 10 years and didn't put money into the account, and then started up and spent the next 25 years investing. And you can see everything else created equal, they had $135,000 in their account. So this just kind of illustrates the importance of starting early. All right, and then what about the stock market? So you always hear about the stock market going up and down every day. And so here's an example of a 15-year time period where $10,000 was invested. And if it stayed fully invested for those full 15 years, you would have $30,711 at the end. But what if this person took their money out of the stock market and decided to sideline it and wait? Well, if they missed the 10 best days in the stock market, then that $10,000 would only have grown to $15,000. You see the cost of trying to time the market instead of just picking right and sitting tight. All right. One of our powerful tools that we have on our website is our interactive retirement planner. Many financial institutions have these types of things, but this is what I spend a lot of time doing out in the field or even over the phone these days or virtually, is figuring out if you are on track for retirement. And so it's called our My Interactive Retirement Planner. It does have the state pension systems built into it, which is a pretty cool feature. If you're in PERS 2 or PERS 3 or even LEF 2, we can enter that in here and put in the number of years of service credits and come up with a pretty good estimate. Here's a screenshot of somebody who is on track for retirement. So the green bar represents a goal amount. The blue bar represents what they're on track for between their pension, Social Security, and this other savings, including their deferred compensation account. So in conclusion here, you got my contact info here. With the whole COVID, we've been working from home since March and we'll continue to do so, but you can certainly shoot me an email or call me or watch for the notice that comes out from Human Resources and schedule a phone appointment or virtual appointment if that's what we need to do. All right. Stop screen share here. So thank you for going through those slides with me. I did kind of mention some changes to the fund lineup or to the plan. We knew that some changes were coming to the nationwide fixed account, that the rating was going to drop down. And so with myself and your human resources benefits folks, we took a look at the plan itself and the fund menu and sort of the demographics of where people's money was invested. We had the opportunity to go in and make some changes as far as fees go. So what we did is we eliminated the admin fees, which they were 0.7 or 0.8%. So we shed those fees and we revamped the fund lineup so that you have no admin fees and in pretty much all cases, lower fund fees. So if you had your money in, say, a target date fund or a risk-based fund or even an index fund of ours, you'll see an immediate return in performance of about 0.7%. That's because those fees reduced. So we're happy to say that you still have myself as your local rep to talk to. I'm not on commission, just work for Nationwide and want to make sure that you are on track for retirement. And we revamped our fund lineup so that we can bring lower costs to you. So in comparison, when we look at, say, the state DCP, you can think of Nationwide now as a low cost investment for a rider, but with a local rep to talk to. So that was the goal we were leaning towards. But anyway, if you have any questions, I encourage you to reach out to me or watch for those notices to come out from Human Resources and book a phone appointment or just shoot me an email. And thank you for taking time to watch this video on the Nationwide Deferred Compensation Program.